Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Let's talk today about the King's speech, in which it was stated that the laws are changing concerning life sentences, and that in the future serious cases of rape and murder, etc., will actually mean that life terms are meaning life. Now, that means that an individual who is sentenced to life, meaning life internal, that's it, you go in, you don't come out, you're going to enter prison, and that's where you will die. You'll stay in there. There has to be some kind of specialist establishment to deal with this. You can't just sling people who are on life sentences into the disgusting, disgraceful, decrepit system that exists today. Rat-infested dungeons built 200 years ago, holding people incarcerated for indefinite periods of time is an insult to humanity. And no matter what these people have done, and it's all right for people saying, yeah, life means life, put them in there and throw the key away. That's basically what this is saying. Now, having worked on Life as Wings, they need to have some hope. Otherwise, how do you control an inmate who is in there, maybe at the age of 25, sentenced to an indefinite life sentence where they will not be released? They're not eligible for parole at any time. How do you control them? I mean, you've got nothing to offer them, have you? Got nothing to take away from them? I mean, they've lost their freedom ad infinitum. They are staying behind bars. And how do you coerce them to behave? And, of course, they've got nothing to lose. So then you've got the problem that you mix dangerous, obviously seriously dangerous prisoners like that with the Beverly Sisters and the hostess system, and you have got a real recipe for disaster. And that is something that Alex Chalk has not looked at. I believe that this is nonsense, because if people are thrown into prison, the key's thrown away, they're in there, no chance of getting out, you're going to get some serious trouble. Because they've got nothing to lose. They might as well entertain themselves indefinitely. And it's no good all the people crying, well, bring back the death penalty and that will solve it. We are surely, I believe, more sophisticated than that. I mean, we're not going back to medieval times. We're not going to hang, draw and quarter them, are we? What we need to do is to understand, educate and do our very best to rehabilitate inmates. I have said previously, and I will say again, the nonsense of sending people to prison for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, even 12 months does nothing except destroy their lives and the lives of the families that depend upon them. It doesn't serve any purpose for society. The problem that we have today is that the prison system that exists is run on the same pattern, the same system that pertained 200 years ago, 150 years ago, 100 years ago. It isn't answering today's problem. Today's problem, the vast majority, I would say 40-50% of the prison system, the people in the prison system, the inmates, are there for drug offences, alcohol-related offences, violence in society. Basically, they need to be rehabilitated. And of course, you can't rehabilitate them if drugs are more easily accessible in prison than they were outside of prison. How do you deal with that? Well, I believe you've got to have what Lord Mountbatten termed a Vexus, which is a super strong prison in a remote location, possibly a Scottish island or in the middle of some remote area of Great Britain, and around that it would be like a fortified premises, a super strong prison, and nobody could go in or out without being thoroughly vetted. Now, I believe that the right way to do that would be to run the prison something like Alcatraz, say, where you do 2 weeks on duty and 2 weeks off. Now, if they pay people proper wages, say, I don't know, on today's rates, maybe 40, 50,000 a year, and provide barrack room style accommodation for the officers, all male officers, for all male prisons, then you've got a chance of actually recruiting staff. At the moment, they're recruiting wet behind the ears teenage girls, and you press the alarm bell and you got the Beverly Sisters on the way. Utter nonsense. So the King's Speech is not answering a problem for society, it's creating a problem for the prison system that is going to lead to absolute mayhem once we start to get vast amounts of people incarcerated on indeterminate life sentences. Basically, this has not been thought through, in my opinion and my experience. I am now going to... Yes, folks, that's the light, by the way. I'm going to read to you now. I'm not going to sing you a song. We had a little bit of a song yesterday, didn't we? Maybe a little song for Catherine now, because Catherine watches this thing. And that guy from Rotherham who has it as a friendly goat, Billy Goat Gruff. How you doing, Larry? Oh, the River Clyde, the wonderful Clyde, the name of it thrills me and fills me with pride. That's the start of one of my favourite films, Billy Liar. Yeah, I love that film. This is the final part of T.S. Eliot's The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. And don't forget to watch my interview with James English and like and subscribe, and you can get a link to my book. It's down there, folks. Yeah, I've put it down there. The final part of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot. And would it have been worth it, after all? After the cups, the marmalade, the tea, among the porcelain, among some talk of you and me, would it have been worthwhile to have bitten off the matter with a smile, to have squeezed the universe into a ball, to roll it towards some overwhelming question, to say, I am Lazarus come from the dead, come back to tell you all. I shall tell you all. If one, settling a pillow by her head, should say, that is not what I meant at all. That is not it at all. And would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile after the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novels, after the teacups, after the skirts that trail along the floor, and this, and so much more? It is impossible to say just what I mean. But as if a magic lantern threw the nerves in a pattern on a screen, would it have been worthwhile if one, settling a pillow or throwing off a shawl and turning towards the window, should say, that is not it at all. That is not what I meant at all. No, I am not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. I'm an attendant lord, one that will do to swell a progress, start a scene or two. Advise the prince, no doubt an easy tool, deferential, glad to be of use, politic, cautious, and meticulous, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse, at times indeed almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. I grow old, I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. Shall I part my hair behind? Do I dare to eat a peach? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing, each to each. I do not think they will sing to me. I have seen them riding seaward on the waves, catching the white hair of the waves blown back when the sea blows the water white and black. We have lingered in the chambers of the sea, by sea-girls wreathed with seaweed red and brown, till human voices wake us and we drown. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot. Tales from the Jails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.